Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are going to start learning how to subtract whole numbers using that place value chart. So let's first get started by just talking about some precise words with subtraction. With subtraction, hopefully you've heard these before. We have a minuscule, subtrahend, and the difference. Minuscule, subtrahend, difference. And you can look below and see the minuscule is the number that we're taking away from. The subtrahend is the number how many we're taking away, and the difference is what we're left with. Okay, so we learned last week about the inverse operation and how we have 4 operations in math. We have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So the opposite of subtraction is addition. So we could always double check our work using the opposite operation. So if we're subtracting, we could double check with addition. Okay? Let's go over the steps for today. Step 1 is to simply rewrite our equation, but we're going to rewrite it vertically, making sure that we're lining up our place value. And then when we subtract, we start in the ones place and continue going with each bigger place value. And then last, we will check our work using an inverse operation. Let's start by going over our first equation. So if you'd like to do this one with me, that's okay if you'd like. Notice that, again, we're solving for our variable. Our variable this time is A. And if you want to pause your video and write this equation on your place value chart, and then check back with me. So hopefully when you wrote this out, you realize that the largest place value we're dealing with is the thousands place. And remember, we always start in the ones place. So I'll begin with 5 minus 2. I know 5 minus 2 is 3. Next, I go to the next biggest place value, which is the tens place. 10, 2 tens minus 0 is 2. Next, we go to the next biggest place value. 5 minus 5 is 0. And last, we go to the thousands place. 7 minus 3 is 4, giving us a value of A, our variable, of 4,023. So we could check our work here, and we could simply add $4,023, and we can add it to 3,502. And if we did this correct, we would get a sum of 7,525. So let's check it out and see if it is correct. It's a weird looking 7, sorry. And yes, it is. So we know our answer was accurate when we subtracted because we used the inverse operation. All right, let's keep moving. This one I want you to do by yourself. So simply pause your video, set up your equation in your place value chart, and then double check with me so that you have the correct answer. Okay, hopefully when you did this, you subtracted starting in the ones place first, and you kept going to the bigger place value, and you were left with a difference of 5,412. Then, if you checked your work by adding, I think this is an easy way for me to remember. I go like reverse. So if I start here and then add it to this, it will equal this. Just a way for you to remember. And B would equal 5,412. All right. If there's any questions at this time, I want you to pause your video and ask someone in the room. If you're virtual, pause your video and chat with your teacher and let them know you're having some questions with subtracting whole numbers. If there are no questions, we're going to continue on. So we're going to do tape diagrams, which I think I told you guys that I love the tape diagram because it kind of makes your brain stop and like think it out. So what number must best be added maybe it should say must be added to 13,875 to result in a sum of 25,884. So I'm a little confused because I'm seeing adding and sum. So if I'm adding and sum, I thought Mrs. Andrews said we're subtracting. So let me break this down for you. Total, the sum was this entire thing. Okay, this entire thing was 25,884. And we already had part of it. Okay, and that part that we had was 13,875. But we don't know what must be the other part to get to that 25,000. So what we'll do is we will subtract our total from our parts to get that missing value. Okay, so let's go ahead and subtract. If you want to pause the video and subtract it for me. All right, if you see here, when you're subtracting, I can't have 4 cookies and take 5 away. So I need to borrow. When I borrow, I'm going to go to the place value over, and then I'm going to take 1 away. I'm going to take 1 set of 10 away. When I take that 1 set of 10 away, I'm going to give it to the ones place. So 10 plus 4 is 14. Now I can definitely subtract that 14 minus 5, giving me a difference of 9. Then I can continue subtracting. 7 minus 7 is 0. 8 minus 8 is 0. 5 minus 3 is 2. And 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, so that's how I found my difference. I had my total amount, I had part of it, and then I had to find that missing part, so I subtracted. Nice job, guys. Let's try another one together. Artist Michelangelo was born on March 6, 1475. Author Mem Fox was born on March 6, 1946. How many years after Michelangelo was born was Mem born? So again, we're going to do a tape diagram. I want you to try it on your own first. So pause your video and show me a tape diagram. Don't solve anything. Just show me first what your tape diagram would look like. Here's my tape diagram. So I have Michelangelo. He was born in 1475. And then we had Mem Fox, who was born, I said 19, I meant 1475. And then Mem Fox was 1946. So what we're trying to figure out is that missing part, So we have our total, and then we have part of it. We're still missing some parts. So if you notice, I have my total amount at the top, and I'm going to take away the missing, or the part that we know, to find that missing part. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract. 6 minus 5. Oh, if you did this, pause your video if you didn't do this yet, so you can try it. 6 minus 5 is 1. 4 minus 7. I always bring it back to cookies. If I have 4 cookies, can I take 7 away? And of course I can't. So I need to borrow. So I'm going to take away from the hundreds place. Now I only have 8 hundreds. And I'm going to add that set of hundreds over here. So now I have 14 tens. And then I can subtract. So 14 minus 7 is 7. 8 minus 4 is 4. 1 minus 1 is 0. So I can say how the age difference between them was 471 years. It's a big age difference. All right, nice job. We're going to do one more problem, and it's actually your exit ticket as well. So you're going to be the teacher. Someone solved this problem, and they think they're right. So you need to first solve the problem and identify, are they right or are they wrong? And if they are wrong, can you tell me what mistakes they made? Again, first solve the problem. If you get the same answer, great, they did it right. If you don't get the same answer, you got to identify what they did wrong, because I'm assuming they did it wrong. Okay, so you'll go on Schoology to answer that question. but you can solve it right on your whiteboard right now, okay? Again, your exit ticket is on Schoology. Thanks for practicing subtracting today and working hard. I love that you guys show your work and you write nice and neat. So thank you. Keep doing that. Have a good day, guys.